Pleasant evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and a warm welcome to the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts and the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition, La Grande Affair. This evening, I'm joined on set with the beautiful Nisi once again and the dapper, handsome Kevin.
Thank you very much, Camille.
You're most welcome. Good evening.
It's like we wait.
All right, so we've been waiting a while and now we're here. And before we announce the next person, we would like to invite you all to like, share, and let everyone know what's happening. And especially since we're on YouTube, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. But now we go backstage.
Mrs. Angela Edwards, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts.
Councillor Nadine Stewart Phillips, Tobago House of Assembly Secretary of Tourism, Culture and Transportation.
Ms. Suzanne Corbett, Director of Community Development Division at the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts.
Mr. Keon Francis, Program Manager of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition.
Ms. Gail Aberdeen Francis, Acting Coordinator of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition.
Members of the Best Village Unit and other staff members.
You, the representatives from community groups and village councils.
Members of the media.
Ladies and gentlemen, children, welcome to La Grande Affair. Let's get a big round of applause for that. My name is Hans Devines, and indeed it is a pleasure to be with you all here this evening for this culmination of culture.
I'm Cindy F. Daniel, not only co-host to Hans Devines, but also a member of the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts. Very excited to be here for the culmination of Best Village 2018.
Now, you all know, most of you all would have put in months of hard work to make all that needs to be done happen for Best Village. And for that, I think you deserve to give yourselves a round of applause.
All the late evenings of rehearsals, day after day, sacrifices that you have made, and everybody is excited. For the first time, we are having Grande Affair as part of the Best of Best Village this year, 2018.
Yeah. Now, what I love about Best Village, Cindy, is that it is the culture and the arts through the communities. And I know the communities are here. So let's hear from the communities. Where's Rive Mayaro? Where y'all? Not here.
Not here?
All right. That's okay. Victoria, Victoria. Victoria East. There are some Victoria East here. Victoria West.
But Hans are going to call you out. A Tobago man like you?
Oh gosh, we'll get to Tobago just now. We try to save the best for last, you know. I love Tobago, you know. Where Tobago?
Where Tobago? Where Tobago? Right.
Here's the thing, eh? Tobago numbers small. But when Tobago here, you know Tobago here.
Loud.
All right. What else we have? Where's Carney? Yep.
Carney? Oh, you're calling out Tobago, but Carney seem to they bring all of Carney here to see the Woo!
St. George West, where y'all? Okay. Okay. Who I leave out? Who I left out so far?
Of course. A special place in my heart, because you know that's where I'm from originally. Right? You know that's where I'm from. Right?
St. Andrew? Yeah, them two things in it. Yeah, all right.
Representation.
And St. David?
St. David?
Oh, good. All right. Well, we know. Everybody wanted to be at La Grande Affair, so tickets go as fast as they come. But either way, give yourselves a round of applause for that. All right?
We know everybody is excited. As you mentioned, this is the culmination. Everybody wants to see who is going to walk away as La Reine Rive 2018.
All right. Now, before we go any further, we want to get some beautiful welcome remarks.
Of course.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Minister of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, Dr. the Honorable
Nyan Gatsby Dolly.
Good evening, everyone. Ms. Susan Sherland, Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts. I want to mention in her absence, Councillor Nadine Stewart-Phillips of the Tobago House of Assembly, who wanted to be here with us and just for a little misadventure this evening could not be here. Ms. Suzanne Corbett, Director of Community Development in the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, and other members of the Community Development Division, other heads of divisions of the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, Mr. Keon Francis, Program Manager of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition, Ms. Gail Aberdeen Francis, Acting Coordinator of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition, distinguished judges, members of the Best Village Unit and other staff members of the ministry, representatives from community groups and village councils, distinguished guests, all long-standing members of the Best Village community. May I mention those that I have seen, Ms. Joyce Caesar, Mr. Eric Butler, Mrs. Joycelyn Seeley, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, children, pleasant evening to you all. Allow me to say congratulations. After months of intense competition, sometimes there were tears, I guess a lot of sweat, anger, anxiety, and plenty excitement. We are here at Le Grand's Affair, and I offer my heartfelt thanks to all participants in the 2018 edition of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition. Best Village, our long-standing version of Trinidad and Tobago's Got Talent. Imagine, America only came this way in 2006, and the Best Village program has been here for over 60 years. Give Trinidad and Tobago a round of applause. After all these months of competition, this evening's event culminates with the crowning of Miss La Reine Rive 2018. So I'm not trying to stir up any rivalry here, and in no particular order. I just want to see who the supporters are. So if you're here to support, I hope you're going to represent. Where's the supporters for Swastika Dance Group? Let me hear it for Muruga School of the Performing Arts. Embarcadere Travelers. Black Gold Production and Event Services. Diego Martin Footprints Folk Performers, Union Community Council, Are We People Theatrical Horizon, Bego House of Culture Stars, Prima Shakti Dance and Theatre Production, Ranjila Dance Company, Northwest Laventel Cultural Movement, California Village Council, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. I see you. Kirap Invaders performing. Well, it's clear that we are all very excited. I guess some of you may be tired as well. The past couple of weeks would have been spent making sure your queen is prepped, ready, has the right things on her dress, the right outfit, shoes, hairstyle, everything. So we've all worked hard to get to this day. Over the years, the Best Village program, as I said, the longest running program in our nation's history, has become more than just a competition between villages. It has grown into a major cultural event that now competes with a plethora of existing cultural events. and must now strive to retain its nationwide popularity, and I dare say, its nationwide respect. We must not take for granted this investment in communities, culture, arts, and heritage. We must look around us regionally and even internationally and measure how fortunate Trinidad and Tobago is to have government after government retain this investment in the culture and people of our country, in the youths, the artisans, the performers, the community. At the official launch of the competition in February, we encouraged you, the Best Village community, to make this competition a trending topic, to spread the gospel of Best Village and to share it, to love it, to share the word on what Best Village has done for you, for your community group, so that others would know about Best Village, because it may be incredible to some of us, but I want you to know that in Trinidad and Tobago, there are many people that do not know about Best Village. So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to make this competition, We Best Village, one that will demonstrate that the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition is about celebrating our culture, embracing our heritage, and sustaining our future. Over the past 3 years, a concerted effort has been made to mainstream the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition. We created and streamed the Folk Arts Festival live, opening it up to new audiences. And I can tell you that there were many people attending that festival this year for the first time, and they were amazed at the talent that resides within Trinidad and Tobago. As I speak, we are live on Culture.com TT. We must diversify our offering as our audience and our culture evolves. This is not the same Trinidad and Tobago as it was in 1963 when this program began. If we do not adapt, Best Village will fast become irrelevant. In order to grow it, we must step up. We must evolve, or we will become extinct. We must push ourselves past personal grouses, past the negatives which we all know exist, past the celebration of the negative, and desire to see the positives in this program. We must step away from the urge, as they say, to wash our dirty linens in public and make all of our offerings timeless classics of Best Village. To the Best Village unit of the ministry, Mr. Keon Francis, Program Manager, Ms. Gail Aberdeen Francis, Acting Coordinator, the hard-working Best Village officers and staff, and the rest of the Community Development Division, headed by Ms. Susan Corbett, I thank you for your dedication and your diligence. To the members of the community groups who would have participated, I thank you for your commitment and dedication to Best Village. I thank you for going through the long nights, the hours, whatever challenges there may have been, to make this competition, which is of the people and for the people, another success story in 2018. Despite whatever challenges we may have, we are here, and Best Village 2018 would have spawned new artists, would have spawned a new audience, would have seen people looking at Best Village with newfound respect. And we expect that that will happen and grow for 2019. So to everyone involved, I say thank you. Staff of the ministry, all the wider divisions who would have supported, I say thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to support Best Village. Spread the good news of Best Village. Concentrate on the positives and put that forward as we look forward to the crowning of Rive tonight, to the results that are to be released, and finally, to the winners of Best Village 2018. God bless you.
All right. Let's hear it once again for the Honorable Minister.
all right.
We see some people still making their way inside the theater hall. We are here for what is going to be a very exciting night. Legrand's Affair in true form.
We have a packed schedule. We are excited. We're going to have exciting moments, and of course, we're going to have fantastic.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. And on set with me right now is the Minister of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, the Honorable Nyan Caspi Dolly. And we just heard from you a little while ago, and it was interesting that one of the things that you said would be that Trinidad or Best Village is now has now catered for a larger audience due to the live stream. And here we are on live stream, on YouTube, on Facebook. How does it feel being the minister that would have introduced something like this to the community?
Well, when you assume ministerial responsibility, the thing you look at when you look at your programming is how you can make what exists better. And looking at Best Village and all of the depth and breadth of what Best Village was, it struck me that there are many people who don't even know about Best Village. There are many young people who are looking for things to do and not realizing that this program is available. And people would say things like, what can we get involved in? How can we get our children involved? And so being able to stream this live is our attempt, and we've been doing incrementally over the past 3 years of mainstreaming Best Village, putting it out there into the national public that there is this program. It's free. The government assists it to the tune of millions of dollars, and we want you to be involved in it, whether as a participant, as a part of the audience. We want you to be involved and invested. And so I'm very happy that we have come to this point, and I look forward to us growing even further.
And that would have been my next question. Can we look forward to seeing more of this development and evolution of Best Village as we celebrate 55 years?
Yeah, most certainly. You see, because what happened last year, we introduced a festival where we did the theatre, all the theatre plays, and we did that into a festival. This year, we've gone one step further, and so it's not just theatre, it's all the performances of Best Village. And so what we are trying to create is a festival that people can put on their cultural calendar and come to every year, where they see the best of our country's heritage and culture displayed. And so that's what we are working towards. So it's growing as a festival.
Thank you so much, Madam Minister, for being on set with us. But we get ready to go stage side right now for our next performance this evening.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
धानी
And welcome back. And just on stage, we have our second place winners for the East Indian Influence in Dance, representing St. Patrick East, the Kailananak Academy of Dance.
Yes, and soon we're going to go to where the air is rare and where we are finally waiting to see with anticipation, bated breath, those queens. We are going to enter into the Reine Rive part of our competition this evening.
Yes, for the evening gong presentation, the moment you've all been waiting for, it's finally here at Sapa. Our 15 beautiful finalist queens representing in their evening gong presentation.
And it seems like they're ready for us on stage, so we will proceed to go to stage now.
And our queens will be representing from areas such as Victoria East, Victoria West, St. Patrick East, Nariva, Miaro, Karuni, not a variety of our counties. You know, so it's a very fair running tonight.
Indeed.
And this is also a segment where there's a lot of creativity, a lot of versatility in terms of
Yes.
materials used. I'm fascinated to see some of the hairstyles that will be displayed, you know. Makeup,
Yes,
oh my
exactly.
word, makeup.
Even before, I remember with the gowns, the use of like indigenous material.
Yes.
It always blows my mind to see how they transform natural indigenous material to beautiful flowing gowns. So I think we're going to
Exactly.
be
I mean,
in for a treat
definitely
this evening.
And taking simple materials that you may not even think. You know, when you ask like, okay, what's the display of the gong, what's the material, and sometimes it's the things that you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah, like banana leaves, plastic, crocus bag, like those kind of things, and then they
they
create these
transform it into this
avant-garde
beautiful,
gowns.
eco-fashion friendly masterpiece. You know, so you're in for a treat tonight. Creativity is on its highest. You know, we're going to head stateside now. We're going to go into the evening gongs presentation.
Our first queen for the evening. Contestant number 1 from Swastika Dance Group, Anjali Ramlal Singh.
The golden rays of the sun gently kisses the eastern sky upon the trees across the vast cocoa estates of Rio Claro, beckons Mother Nature to bring to life this magnificent creation entitled Cocoa in the Sun. Anjali wears a breathtaking gown made from black net layered over a tanned hand-dyed fabric. Inspired by several awards won at the Cocoa of Excellence Festival in France over the last 9 years, this gown is dedicated to the thriving cocoa industry in Trinidad and Tobago. This pays tribute to cocoa farmers, especially in the Rio Claro area. The actual cycle of the cocoa from birth to growth is reflected in this gown. The fabric represents Mother Earth and the base of the skirt merges with the waistline, regally representing the brilliant rays of sunshine upon the cocoa fields. The gown is exclusively decorated and embellished by hand, where Anjali and her fellow members of the swastika dancers placed dried cocoa beans and pieces of cocoa pods throughout the garment. The beans and pods were dried in the local traditional manner, where they actually danced the cocoa to extract the unwanted residues. The nude midriff is adorned with clear crystals signifying the dewdrops, while the neckline, bustier, and waistline are actually cocoa pods which were cut into specific shapes and is strategically placed to enhance Angeli's svelte figure. The gown is further embellished with Austrian crystals in a mosaic fashion. The dried cocoa beans were used on the entire base of the dress and placed on paillots, so when struck by light, it reflects the brilliance of the sunlight, hence the name Cocoa in the Sun. Angeli's hair ornaments and all other accessories are also handcrafted using cutlass wire, cocoa beans, and pods. Cocoa in the Sun, encapsulated in this modern chic design, pays tribute to the thriving cocoa industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Designed by Michael Salikram. Constructed by Patricia Gajada and Indira Salikram. Hairstyle and makeup by Michael Salikram.
Our first queen for this evening. Let's hear it once again.
And that was our first queen for the night, representing the swastika dance group, Rive Miaro, with her evening gong presentation, Cocoa in the Sun. Wow, 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 wow. Breathtaking. And this is just the beginning of a lot more of the diverse and unique and creativity at its peak. We head to stateside for our second contestant, Victoria East, representing Moruga School of Performing Arts.
The name of this gown, the heart of Moruga. When we hear the name Moruga, the first thing that comes to mind is Obia. This title lingers like a black cloud and is represented by the black juju material embellished with all the materials reminiscent of the craft. Jumbi bread, dried peas, Creole rice, shell skulls, and highlighted by a portrait of powerful hands brewing a mixture symbolizing the work of Obia. Now, as she has disrobed the black coat, the shadow has been removed to reveal the heart of Moruga, a gown created using the patchwork technique, which consists of different colors of juju material. This material was chosen because it is reminiscent of the flour sacks that were used by the original slaves of Moruga to make their clothing. The colors represent the rich diversity and culture that is embedded in this community, such as the Americans, the Amerindians, the Spanish, the East Indians, and the French. This cold shoulder creation fits the body closely with a flowing trail from under the knees and is highlighted by the gold studs and rhinestones, jumbie beads, and cowrie shells. Handmade dream catchers adorn the hair. Gold accessories are worn with this masterpiece. Designed by Leanna Boyce, made by Laura Williams, hand-painted by Ramon Atwell, with makeup by Chanel Jagroup and hairstyle by Colleen Thomas, Torrin Prince, and Donley Villafana.
And Nisi, that was Jamila Coward of the Maruga School of the Performing Arts showcasing her gown this evening. That was really a splendor of indigenous material, don't you think?
And a wide array of colors.
Yes.
Very colorful piece.
As the description said, you hear Maruga, the first thing you think is Obia. And so they came with all these different elements that showcased all the natural indigenous materials. There was jumbie beads, cowrie shells, and it was a really beautiful off-the-shoulder gown that displayed
Nicely.
all of those indigenous issues, but yet was beautiful and stately.
Yes, and I think the music that accompanied it was like a good choice as well.
Exactly,
You
it really,
know,
it really
it
set the
set
mood.
the mood, yes.
It really set the mood and
It set the mood,
complemented
definitely
the
set the
queen.
mood.
Jamila really did a good job of showcasing that gown, and we appreciate all the work that the Maruga School of the Arts and their support team
Yeah.
put in for
Because
this
it takes a
gown.
village. It takes a village. You
Indeed, it takes a village to raise a child and make a gown.
Yes. So we're heading backstage side for the Embarcadero Travelers representing Victoria West, Miss Carissa Fleming,
Contestant number 3,
representing in the
Carissa
evening
Shania
gown
Fleming,
presentation.
wearing her
This is
magnificent
contestant
gown,
number 3.
Sunset over Embarcadero, a culture, a people. Fashioned from domestic cotton, we see a form-fitting top which flows into a trumpet skirt. A cascading, multicolored, frilly, beautiful dress, which is a sure representation of the Embarcadero community. The shades of gold and orange are highlighted with stones, beads, and sequins, which capture the magical glow of the setting sun over Embarcadero. Sunset over Embarcadero, a culture, a people, designed and made by Jagdeo Rampersad, hairstyle by Rhea Williams and Louise McCleshy, makeup by Carlton Babwa. Carissa Shania Fleming, representing Victoria West, the Embarcadero Travelers. Her gown, Sunset over Embarcadero, a culture, a people. Let's hear it for our Miss Embarcadero, Carissa Fleming. Next, we have contestant.
Wow, we've just seen on stage from Embarcadero Travelers, Carissa Shania Fleming, coming out of County Victoria West with her evening gown presentation. And we get ready to welcome on stage contestant number 4, coming out of County St. Patrick East, Black Gold Production and Event Services, Miss Kamika Kayla Peters. We want to remind the audience that we have 15 contestants this evening vying for the Miss Lorraine Rive title.
As they came across the ocean to the shores of our beach, these French visitors were met with a hell of a hill. After a long climb up under the heat of the blazing sun, they finally reached the top. It was so hot and the mountain was so high that they named this newfound land in their native tongue Mont Diable, which translates to Devil Mountain. These visitors claim that on a clear night, they sometimes saw a female figure all dressed in red rising out of the mountaintop. She would stand and survey all that she could see, as if she was the guardian of the land, with the beach at her helm and the lush green forest all around her. She stood majestic and tall, a protector and queen of Devil's Mountain, Reine du Mont du Diable. Mesdames, Messieurs, judges, bonsoir. Kamika is wearing a majestic red gown, layered with the different fabrics and decorated to depict the story of Mont Diable. The body of the gown is made from potato bags which are dyed red. The form-fitting cut cascades down her body, opening out into a fish cut at the front and a long flowing trail at the back. At the front, a face of a devil figure is imprinted onto the gown to represent Devil's Mountain. The trail of the gown is covered with hundreds of seashells from Mont Diable Beach, collected by the delegate, as well as her friends and family. Her back is covered with flames that travel to the front like lava as she rises out of the depths of the mountain. All of her accessories are made with shells and sticks, with a red and gold shoe to complete her look. Her hair was done by Melissa Blackwell Charles, shaped into a crown to represent the queen that she is. Makeup by Bernadette Jennings of Sasha Cosmetics. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing a gown designed and made by...
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kamika Peters, Black Gold Entertainment Production. What did you think about that evening gown?
Wow, red, stunning, vibrant. She really played true to the indigenous roots that she was trying to portray, and I felt that it was a strong piece.
Yeah, folk element, folk content,
Yes.
rich.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. The hairstyle complemented it, that diabolical sort of, mystical vibe.
Yes.
It played true to it, and I think that she displayed the gown very
Gown.
well.
Very well. Who do you have next?
And next we have none other than Kerry Ann Seeley, who is representing the Diego Martin Footprints folk performers.
Let's go stage side.
A place which was named after a Spanish explorer. Carrie Ann's gown represents the rainbows which are formed when the water droplets dance upon the sunlight in the verdant valley of Diego Martin, home to the Blue Basin waterfall. The plantation's crops were watered by the waters of the Blue Basin Falls, hence burlap or crocus, which came to Trinidad and Tobago. As the bags were used for the export of cocoa and coffee beans, it was the obvious choice of fabric for this exquisite evening gown. Not the drab brown colors used back then as clothing by the African slaves, but the radiant colors of the rainbow, achieved by bleaching and dyeing of the fabric. At 51 meters high, the waterfall serviced the cocoa and coffee estates in the area, known for its flora and fauna. The water descends majestically on the rocks, simulated by dried wood chips at the base of the dress, creating foam. 200 meters of iridescent mesh emulates on the flare of the dress. The terrain of the ground was created to speak directly to the Spanish influence. In typical maypole style, the ribbons allow for a flow to the foam at its base. The water droplets on the dress were created by repurposing discarded compact discs collected from a flood in Diego Martin by Carrie Ann herself. This dress, which is mainly blue, is fashioned in the fit and flare bustier style, wrapped in a rainbow. This array of colors serves to remind us of victory, glorious sunsets, peace, truth, and honor. In order to address the deforestation issue, which has become prevalent in Trinidad and Tobago and the Diego Martin Valley, the gown is further embellished with flowers and rocks, which were created from foam, burlap, and wood chips to give the illusion of flowers. Carrie-Ann's hairstyle was done by Nataki Adams and a makeup done by David Williams and Sunil Whittle. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Miss Carrie-Ann Seeley.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. That was Carrie-Ann Seeley representing the Diego Martin Footprints folk performers out of St. George's West with her presentation depicting from a waterfall cascading down.
Yes, it was really, one of the things that I really appreciate tonight, the creativity, the originality. Wow.
But also,
those designers went all out.
But also speaking to deforestation in the Diego Martin area, so it was current as well.
So we go stage side for our next contestant, Miss Kadisha Bascom, Union Community Council.
The concept of this design and name of the gown is derived from the village of Union, Claxton Bay, which was a bustling sugarcane plantation. The gown is a representation of the different forms of the sugarcane. The green overcoat represented the leaves which are first cut and removed, leaving the sweet golden juice of the sugar that you now see in front of you. This juice is made into a syrup and then boiled to form sugar crystals of different shades. Sugar is also symbolic of the village's historic and cultural background and the growth. Our sugar island, the gown, sugar, highlights the fact that regardless of our differences, our nation is made up of individuals, each uniquely sweet and possessing value that is needed for our country's development. The gown is made from brown cotton and decorated with rice grains to give the sugary effect. Cane and pallet sticks were used to represent cane joints. It is a halter-back gown cut with a low V to the front. It fits snugly at the waist and hips and flows elegantly to the ground with a semi-trail at the back. Designed by Terry David and made by Terry David and Lovey, with a hairstyle by Peaches and makeup by Jacinda Abdullah. Let's hear it for...
And that was Kadisha Bascom out of the Union Community Council, Victoria West, with her gown designed by Terry David. Nice. What did you think about that gown, Nisi?
Sugar.
Sugar key. Can't go wrong with sugar key, eh? Sweet, silky, smooth.
Definitely keeping the natural resources, like the elements. I love it.
And I think particularly this gown was really an evening gown.
Agreed.
And now we're going to go stage side.
So we
for
head
the
in
next
stage side
queen.
for next contestant.
Banana Girl is loved by Count Massa Montrose on his plantation for her graceful aura, her charm, and her beauty. As she walks with a magical rhythm, the banana trees fill the basket on her head with ripe and green bananas. They even gave up their trunks and leaves to complement her unearthed beauty. To create this earthly astonishing look, it took 7 weeks of preparation. Materials used: 10 yards of brown cotton, 7 banana tree trunks, stripped down to strips, dried, plait and rolled to form the different designs on the gown. Dried banana leaves were cut and formed into beautiful flowers. So beautiful to enhance the richness of the plantation, with 500 rhinestones as the finishing touches of this exquisite gown. Credits to the We People family.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come and me want go. Day-o, day-o. Daylight come and me want go.
Let's hear it for Carney North, a We People Theatrical Horizon, Shanice Richardson. We People Theatrical Horizon.
And that was our We People Theatrical Horizon representing the county of Caroni North with their model, Miss Shanice Richardson.
Yes, Shanice was really working that gown this evening. What did you particularly think about that, Nisi?
Daylight come. I would just enjoy any musical accompaniments tonight.
Yes, well, I think the gown really was a bit avant-garde. It was a lot of different elements to it, and I think I really appreciated the creativity that we're seeing tonight. I think it's really
From the
a
hairstyle to the makeup to
high level of creativity this evening.
So we're heading back stateside for Tobago House of Culture Stars Tobago.
Represent Tobago.
Khadijah wears an evening gown born out of love. A gown born out of a deep sense of appreciation for the performing cultural and traditional arts and its eternal preservation. This evening, Khadijah wears an inspirational gown that celebrates the former years of our rich ancestry. It's a symbol of hope for all things natural and is distinctly reminiscent of our natural handicraft ability and skills of our foreparents. Khadijah's gown portrayal is entitled Renaissance of the Tobago Woman. It was created with the use of burlap and treated spandex and accentuated with the use of crocus bag, recycled bottles, banana leaves, shells, and coconut pieces to create accents. It was created by Juliet Robinson and Amaryl Douglas. This gown is in tribute to the native people of yesteryear and to all those activities and festivals like Best Village and the Tobago Heritage Festival, which celebrate the richness of a people inextricably linked to its culture, traditions, and religious beliefs. As Khadijah wears this unique creation, Renaissance of the Tobago Woman, indeed reminiscent of her multi-ethnic heritage, she is a true iconic beauty of grace, elegance, and charm, and therefore brings the richness of her Tobago legacy in its many forms and essence. Makeup by Lester Rousseau, hairstyle by Miss Avril Jerry, and Miss Stacey Ann Charles Bresnell. Representing Tobago, Khadijah Bresnell from Tobago House of Culture Stars. Renaissance of the Tobago Woman. From Tobago, Khadijah Bresnell.
That was Khadijah Bransnell representing Tobago House of Culture Stars coming out of our sister isle, Tobago. Rich folk content
Yes,
as
it's
usual.
always good to have Tobago on board. The
Yes.
use of those natural browns, colds, those earth tones, neutral but yet beautiful and vibrant. And she worked that gown.
Yep.
You can tell that she was enjoying herself, and I'm sure that she made her group proud. But
So we
now
get
we're going
ready
to go right back to the stage with the next queen this evening.
She loves these gems just like she loves her grandchildren. She smiles with them. She talks with them. What is more beautiful than Mama's rose garden? The dusty pink roses are her favorite. So breathtakingly gorgeous are the roses. This gown was made with fabrics such as stretched mesh, bridal satin, Kiana, burlap, and brown cotton. Every detail in the design of the gown was handmade using recycled plastic bottles and other recyclable materials, all painted and decorated using acrylic paint and glitter. Plastics pose a serious threat to life in our rivers and oceans. The group is very passionate about making the environment a cleaner and safer place for all. Recycling is just one way in which we can all contribute to this. Jewelry and accessories were all made to match the gown using the same recyclable materials. A regal hairstyle complements this gown, incorporating the recycled plastic bottles. The gown was designed and made by Neil Ramutar and Samantha Ramkaran. Hairstyle by Karen Rampasad. Makeup by Neil Ramutar and Samantha Ramkaran. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Prema Shakti Dancers and Theatre Productions, this is Shalini Suchit in a gown entitled Mama's Rose Garden.
And that was Karoni South Prima Shakti Dance and Theatre Production with their evening gown representation. For Shalini Suchit.
Yes, and a beautiful presentation at that. We get ready to welcome Leanne Shannon Ogaru, representing Ramgila Dance Company, coming out of County St. Andrew, St. David. And I must say, we have definitely seen the various groups really coming out and supporting
Stepping that game
their
up.
queens, definitely.
So
So
we're
we
gonna
get
head
ready to go
stateside.
stateside.
And
Leanne Shannon Ogaru, presenting Rangila
After
Dance
being
Company.
bestowed with the gifts from the Orishas on the night of her talent, Linan Ogaru, displaying them in the form of colors on her dress, her gifts from Mushu, Yemoja, Ogu, and Papa Shango, a walking blessing, coming towards us with what she was given to bless and heal our nation of Trinidad and Tobago. Some people feel the rain, others just get wet. Bob Marley, in a time where water holds new meaning. Water could be used to take a shower or shower useless politicians with your displeasure. The difference between you getting a box string or laying in a box. I promise I'm God. After the rain comes the rainbow. One should not be afraid of the rain and the storm. The winds blow and things turns upside down.
If I don't feel you, even if I see the most beautiful things up in the sky,
Oya, the Orisha of change, spinning with all her rainbow of colors, cleansing the broken heart of a nation.
take me
It takes a community, words to describe this moving artwork.
even if my hands can catch the wind, catch the clouds. If I don't see you, even if I feel the sun on my skin every day, if I don't feel you, take me away.
Over 15 persons assisted in the spinning of the cotton fiber to create thread.
All the cotton was locally grown and harvested within Trinidad and Tobago. These threads were used in the making of the coils, so softly placed in the dress and stitched by hand. Like stars pulled out of heaven's night sky, over 800 iridescent stones and gems used to illuminate one's eye. Airbrushed white paint lace with thousands of iridescent flakes were used to cover the burlap sacks collected from the market. The colors carry many meanings and symbolisms, every color within it. A thin rainbow was chosen. Red, the color of passion, a manifestation of our nation, Trinidad and Tobago. Pink, the eternal feminine, a color of love and a woman's essence, which is beautifully laced at the bottom of the gown. Green, the color of an untouched environment, and the first thing that you see as you open your door in the sweet country of Sangre Grande. Yellow, the blooming of the root trees that produce the bios that are used by our great bios men. Blue, the magical Manzanilla water that borders this beautiful Sangre Grande. Orange, the color of the sunset.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Leanne Shannon Ogaru, representing Rangila Dance Company, coming out of County St. Andrews, St. David. One of the things I noticed, Nisi, would be even the finest detail down to the musical accompaniment
Yes.
for the presentations.
I've been
were
making
well
note of that for the
selected.
night. It's been in sync.
Yes.
You know?
A lot, you can tell a lot of thought went into the presentations
Yes, yes.
and the designs of the gowns for this evening.
I agree.
A beautiful presentation by Miss Leanne Shannon Ogaru.
So we're moving on to contestant number 11, representing Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement, Chanda Marie Latouche.
Coming out of County St. George West.
Northwest Laventil.
Cultural Movement. We get ready to go stateside for Chanda Marie Latouche.
With a voiceover by Aisha Manrik. Ladies and gentlemen, the 11th queen to grace the stage this evening, Chandra Marie Latouche.
High fashion, sculpture, and fine art were perfectly blended to create this unique avant-garde ball gown. 100% recycled transparent plastic, a byproduct of our prized natural resource petroleum, was skillfully sculpted into a vintage Parisian haute couture silhouette, which pays homage to our French Creole heritage. The combination of a traditional silhouette constructed from modern innovative materials and illuminating technology creates the perfect juxtaposition, showcasing both the past and present. A color palette of rich jewel tones against soft feminine hues was opted for to create a look reminiscent of stained glass. The subtle dégradé effect was achieved by overlaying an iridescent tint on the upper region of the gown, while keeping the lower areas transparent to create the illusion of looking through glass. Intricate blossoms of three-dimensional floral applique, which were crafted and painted entirely by hand and encrusted with natural sea glass, cascades down the torso and onto the tree. The gown is complemented by a dramatic hair comb featuring a whimsical butterfly globe, as well as custom-made glass shoes and crystal jewelry. The final gown can best be described as ethereal and evokes the feeling of enchantment and fantasy.
The 11th queen to grace our stage this evening. Let's hear it for Shanda Marie Latouche of the Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement.
Wow, Nisi, what a presentation by Northwest
And
Laventille
I'm
Cultural
hearing the
Movement.
reaction from the
The
crowd. It
audience is
seems to be a
still
crowd
going.
favorite.
Yes,
Seems to be a
Chanda
crowd
Marie
favorite.
Latouche. What a presentation coming out of County St. George West.
I enjoyed the
Yes.
intro to that.
Yes, I was blown away by her presentation.
Yes, I thought I was in a movie.
So who do we have next?
So, moving on, we head to California Village Council representing the county of Caroni South and their representation for Evening Gown by Miss Patrice Richardson. California Village Council is up next.
Contestant number 12.
Yeah, contestant number 12.
We live in a richly diverse country, a population built on the indigenous descendants, recent immigrants, and some feel threatened by this diversity. Some relish in it. However, it is not race we see, but the superficial, visible biological diversity within our species. Variations in traits such as skin color, hair form, eye shape, and eye color. We are the seed dormant in the soil. If tolerance, respect, and equality permeate family life, only then can the elements nourish the mind and translate into blossoms that shape societies, nations, and the world. This is the millennium, a time to reverberate, reconfigure, so that our blossoms can be of a resilient, revolutionary kind. The exterior never did, nor will it ever define who we truly are, as our true nationality is mankind, and the produce of our world garden all have evolved from a graffitied processes. Discrimination is a disease, and bigotry dwarfs the soul by shutting out the truth. Let's practice adding motivation to our soil. Nurture daily with love for anyone who hates a brother or sister in the darkness. And only light can lend to steady, healthy growth and development. So slowly, steadily, in a nation where every creed and race finds an equal place. The blossoms are the living testimony of resilience, that even in a seemingly dark space, once there's light and love, the seed that we are will blossom. Out of hard emerges a soft energy.
And that was Patrice Richardson of the California Village Council representing Caroni South this evening with that gown that definitely had some layers to it, Nisi.
Yes, I blinked and I thought we changed contestants.
No. The contestants are really coming with their A game
Bring in that A game
this evening.
All
The
sorts of transformations.
Exactly,
on
all
the
sorts of
stage.
added elements, use of different materials and different ways of bringing across their vibes, and I really appreciate the diversity this evening. Yes.
And it's going so fast.
Yes.
I don't understand this. It's going. We get ready to head back to the stage. Up next, we have Anika Ordine with Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors representing the county of St. George's St. George's West. So, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, contestant number 13. We had. So we're getting ready for contestant number 13, representing Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors for the county of St. George's West.
Yes, St. George's
I'm
West.
excited to see who's up next.
Yes, because as we say, there's only after her, there's two more performers, and they've been going so quickly that
So
we are getting to
quickly.
fall in love with the gowns, and then after they're gone. So we wait with bated breath to see what's happening, and I'm sure that that lull before they come on means that there's some preparation that's going to be perfect, that they need to get set right before they go on stage this evening.
They
So
keep in the excitement
yes,
and
the
the
suspense
anticipation.
is definitely
flowing.
high, and the excitement is very tense this evening, and so we're very happy to be a part of this. And so we are waiting, Anika.
And I'm here in the stage queuing at the moment, so I'm guessing we're getting ready to head backstage right now for contestant number 13, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors.
Curious circumstance that all should know. Mama Diglo is a half woman, half snake that protects the waters and the forests. She resounds beauty as she's always seen with a comb and a mirror, preparing to lure any man away who is guilty of polluting her waters, killing animals, or even destroying the forest. Those men return home because once caught, they are married to her for life. Papa Bois is a true husband, and he began to get jealous of all her male company and decided to take her out to a human ball to release her from her responsibilities and spend some quality time with her. She agreed, and upon doing so, she used her mystical powers to transform her beastly form into a human one and awaited Papa Bois' arrival. It was her time to shine. It was her time to glow. Glow, Mama, de glow.
There's a beautiful woman, always dressed in black.
Mama's gown has a high neckline with long sleeves made from black stretch mesh that hugs the torso. The skirt is made from faux silk, which caresses the hips down to the knees and cascades into a wide and dazzling fishtail. Materials used on this gown are can-can, nylon, sheer, sparkle mesh, snow tow, and an array of iridescent stones strategically constructed to portray a seamless organism that is Mama Diglo. Natural materials were applied to identify with her character that will always be part of her. Mirrors were used on this gown, creating an opportunity for man to reflect on themselves, whilst encouraging them to respect nature and its natural habitat. The ripples of the water under the moonlight skies is an opportunity grasped by Mama to show us what she's got. It is Mama's time to shine. It is Mama's time to glow. The snake skin attached experience a 7-day process of curing through natural sunlight and other organic components to ensure solidity and eradicate the possibility of degradation. After all, with the name Mama Diglo, she has to make sure her skin exudes such, pun intended. Stenciled transparent paint was applied to amplify her radiant skin, highlighting the beauty of her complexity gleaming under the dark skies. Mama is glowing. Inspiration of the cowrie shells emerged from the rattling sound Mama would make to ward off the unwanted in her domain. A combination of 1,200 cowrie shells were used to express her ancient riches whilst patterning the source of her alarming rattle. She can never be too careful. So, ladies and gentlemen, she's off to the ball. But I must inform you that you have gazed upon her, so you all have to take off your left shoe, turn it upside down, and walk backwards until you reach home. Or just hope that in all her glory, she's too occupied to care. Anika Ayana Ode and Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors gives you Glow Mama, the Glow. Conceptualized by Sean Ifa Porere Singh, designed and made by Kern Marcel of Kerr and Marcel Designs, assisted by Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. Hair and makeup done by Tyrone Kerr of Kerr and Marcel Designs. Airbrush art done by a Mr. J. Spencer. Glow Mama. Always remember to glow. Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen.
And that was Anika Ayana Ordine representing St. George's West Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, contestant number 13. What an intro.
Yes, definitely. As I said before, the lull at the beginning was worth it. We knew that there was some drama to show,
Yes.
and they came through. I especially enjoyed that classic Mavis John, Marina Osha. That song definitely always brings that Best Village feel, and I think that she really delivered. That gown was, I mean, a complete contrast in terms of angles and colors, and it seems like we're going to go next to Marie Sabero of the Caroni North Group.
By Ashton Noriega. Her design originates from the Spanish and musical heritage of our Queen Marie Sabero, a heritage which dates back to the first ever parang band formed in Tabaquite. From the brown earth at her base sprouts a village rich in vegetation, from its picturesque landscape to the potent crops produced by the tabac farmers. As we rise, we witness the life and growth of Tabaquite, intricately represented by a shower of seeds. A fitting invitation for ceaseless songs by the various species of birds one can hear with any visit. A single flower personifies a village, simple yet exotic in its beauty. Her blue tone is representative of the sustenance provided by the Navet Dam. And finally, she is adorned with her jewelry fashioned out of the cocoa beans found right in the Tabaquite fermentary. In loving memory of Uncle Ricardo, this gown, La Serena de Tabaquite. Muri Subero. Representing ICU, Tabaquite, Caroni North.
Insinuante triste despedida y mis ojos llorarán de pena tu partida. Ya no podré mirar la luz que me brindan tus ojos, no podré complacer en ti tus cálidos antojos. No quiero que olvides mi nombre, mi cielo, mi vida se muere.
Let's hear it once again for Marie Subero. ICU, Caroni North. Our final delegate to grace this.
And we're back.
And that was Marie Sabero of ICU and of the Caroni North Group. What do you think of that gown, Camille?
Listen, tonight I do not want to be a judge.
Yes, definitely.
I
I think
adjudicated
it
preliminary
really
and
is going to
final
be a
round.
difficult
Not
task this
tonight.
evening.
Wow. But we get ready for our final contestant in this evening in the evening gown category. Coming out of County St. George East, the Curep Invaders Performing Company, and she is Miss Janine Veronella Thomas. We want to remind the viewers as well that we'll be back here on tomorrow. We are here tonight with Le Grand's Affair, but we'll be
Yes.
back on tomorrow evening,
Yes.
where we have 2 theatrical productions.
Yes. And before we go stage side, we want to remind those who are viewing, please share. Don't say all of this to yourself. Make sure that you share it. Let other people see what's going on here. As the minister said, it's a wide audience this year.
So we welcome on stage Janine Thomas, representing Curep Invaders Performing Company. Let's go stage side.
Held into evidence by our oceans. We have the blessing of a rich and beautiful landscape, but we take for granted the effects that time combined with our own iniquities has had on our land. Today, the Curep Invaders Performing Company seeks to inspire the possibilities if we can only come together as a people and try. Let's clean up our lands so that we can once again enjoy the beauty of our waters. But the only way to do this is to first cleanse our collective minds. This gown is a personal reflection of Gian, as she too has successfully made changes of the mind for the betterment of her own life, and encourages all of Trinidad and Tobago to do the same, with the assurance that if we do this as a nation, we will see the beauty on the horizon. The dress was designed by the members of the Curep Invaders Performing Company and showcases a combination of local materials, including seashells and seaweed from Macarip, fish scales from several of our local species, and coconut leaf edgings, which are reminiscent of the cabana sheds and coconut trees seen on some of our wonderful beaches, which are among some of the most beautiful places in the world. The gown also encompasses several combinations of materials, as it is set on a cotton lycra base with burlap and organza patterns woven in. The lycra shares the responsibility of holding her true to her form, with a skin-tone mesh that suggests a balance between her womanly nature and nature itself. Her gown was conceptualized by Stephen Singh, Ricardo Roberts, and Anthony Mackenzie, sewn by Terry-Ann Roberts and Deidre Licorice, and adorned by Anthony Mackenzie. Her hairstyle was done by Latoya Brown and is a conceptual design of the sun setting in the early evening. Her makeup was done by her mother, Terry-Ann Wyatt, and Rhea Frost. The airbrush design was done by Damien Arts Inclusive. Let's clean up our environment, and we will see the beauty on the horizon.
The name of the gown, Beauty on the Horizon. As Trinidad and Tobago faces a crisis in the wake of all our follies being held into evidence by our oceans, we have this blessing of a rich and beautiful landscape that we take for granted. Let's hear it for Gian Thomas of Curep Invaders Performing Company, representing St.
And we're back
George.
Trinidad and Tobago, and that was the beautiful Gian Veronella Thomas out of the Curep Invaders Performing Company with her beautiful beauty on the horizon. And what a fitting title, what a fitting dress, the colors, the artwork, the pageantry that she showed was really
It was a
amazing.
beautiful silhouette. Her presentation was fantastic.
Yes, and I think
must
that
say.
they must be really, really proud for that production. And it was definitely a fitting end to wrap up the 15 queens that we had this evening for this La Reine Rive 2018.
Yes, we also have some results for folk theatre and some of the literature categories as well, and the dance categories this evening. And we await the crowning of Miss Lorraine Rive, and also which group or county goes away with bragging rights this evening
Exactly,
as
which
the
one will
group.
be able to represent and to shout the loudest this evening, because we
Yes.
know that it really is about being the best village.
Yes, yeah. And we had a fantastic week where we showcased the best of the best of Best Village for 2018. One of the things that I appreciated this year in particular, I had the privilege of adjudicating through preliminary and final round in music categories. And one of the things I appreciated is from the preliminary round, the groups were in their best, in ripping form. And I believe it's because of the elimination of the semi-final round.
Yes.
You found that groups had to prepare themselves from the get-go.
And I mean, not even in music. I believe that in all the genres represented of talent, that the standard was super high this year. And I think, all right, well, it seems like we're going to go to
Yes, we go to stage side
for
with Hans.
a spoken word poetry presentation.
From ICU, Marie Subaru.
From Embarcadero Travelers, Carissa Shania Fleming. And from Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, Anika Ayana Ordain. From Black Gold Production and Event Services, Kamika Kayla Peters. And from California Village Council, Patrice Richardson.
From the Digger Martin Footprints folk performers, Carrie Ann Seeley. And from the Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement, Chandra Marie Latouche. Representing Union Village Community Council, Khadijah Bascombe. And from the Rangila Dance Company, Leanne Shannon Ogaro.
A We People Theatrical Horizon. Let's hear it for Shanice Richardson. And from Prema Shakti Dancers, Shalini Suchit. And from the Bago House of Cultural Stars, Kadisha Brasnell. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to remind you there's to be no eating or drinking in the hall. Anyone found eating or drinking may be asked to be removed from the hall from the relative attendants. Now we present to you your 15 delegates for Miss Rive 2018, doing a song for you.
Islands in the sun. Welcome, welcome one and all to the land of fat. Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. When it comes to bacchanal, what? They can't beat we at Trini to the bone, Trini to the bone. Sweet woman parade abundantly. The brethren is full of energy. Some people say God is a Trini. Paradise on earth convincingly. God gave us a spirit fiery, but nothing in the world don't bother we. But look at smart man gone with we money. We still come out to mash up the party. Sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, I love up my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather be. Sweet, sweet TNT. Lord, I wanna love my country. Sweet, sweet TNT. All this sugar can't be good for we. Oh, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Na 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 na. Tell me what they're fighting for, what they killing for, Lord. Oh, we don't need no more now, so tell them wicked people fire go burn them.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, wow. Lauren Rive, La Grande Affair 2018 here at the Southern Academy for the Performing Arts.
Indeed.
Kevin, it's the first time I've seen queens serenade themselves.
Yes, I think that is a
Fitting
testament
with-
to
Wow, the folk.
2018. The fact
Yeah.
that, you know,
We
women
celebrate
are-
55 years
Yes.
of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition. And I mean, it was a beautiful tribute, I must say. You know, usually queens are nervous.
Yes.
But they all stood there, all
Yes.
regal.
Yes, and
sang.
obviously there must be a talented bunch of ladies in order to do that. They sounded beautifully.
Yeah.
Everything was
The
in
harmonies were
place.
inside there.
Yes. And I must admit, let me apologize before. Obviously, I announced spoken word, but it would be remiss of me to not see those 15 ladies and then
Wow,
come
it
back.
yes, yes.
So we're going to go stage eyes now for the promised spoken word, or not.
Well, let's go stateside.
Let's just go
Nevertheless.
stateside.
All right, all right, all right. All right, all right.
Everybody. I told you.
Let's get a round of applause.
We told you.
Well, one thing is sure. At least one of the persons that you all called will be the winner tonight.
That's
That is
correct.
one thing that's sure. All right? We saw a lot of fantastic gowns on the stage, but we also have to say thank you to the cloth for outfitting
Of course.
Cindy's first gown,
Thank you
as well
very
as my first shirt. And who we have here?
And I would love to say thank you to Cooties Clothing for my second look. I can't compete with any of you ladies in the competition this evening. But Hans, one thing is for sure, the excitement is building. We will find out who is going to walk away as Lauren Rive 2018.
All right. Simmer down. We'll find out by the end of this evening. But we have to keep the program moving. And over the years, Best Village has really embraced so many different parts of art of Trinidad and Tobago. And one of the art forms that has really been embraced is spoken word. We all know the struggles that some of our ladies in society go through. So I want you to put your hands together for Rochelle Rawlins doing Black Girl.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago.
What a display.
Yes. This evening has been, from start thus far, it's been an entire whirlwind, I must say.
Mhm.
The young ladies represented well. I believe we get ready to go stage side now for that spoken word item.
Yes. And later on, we will find out who is our 2018 Miss Lauren Rive.
Stained
Let's
with tears. Her voice box is cracking. It's the same black story again. Her melanin content is too high. Her body is too fat. Her voice too loud. Simply Black Girl is too black. Hopefully, it is known that the enslavement of this era is more mental than physical. Or is it? Because the black girl is still trapped in a black body. She has hips as wide as mountains. Her thigh gap is not nearly as narrow as a valley. She has 6 stomach rolls that protects her perfectly sculpted six-pack that lies under the surface. She wants to have the perfect body shape, so she believes that it helps her. She genuflects in front of magazines and TV screens daily, comparing herself to the woman she fancies. It's like religion to her.
But black girl still remains sad. Some days it gets so bad that black girl cries. She no longer wants her teeth and eyes to be the only things on her that are white, so she takes to skin bleaching. She allowed her brain and self-love to be polluted by the ever-running waters of mediocrity and self-hate. Black girl is brainwashed of the things she once loved. Bleaching agents and cleansers got the best of black girl. Bleach became her best friend. Cake soap was a must-have. She washed and scrubbed her face 5 times before applying bleach as her toner. Black girl wanted to be white, wanted to be Becky with the good hair, not realizing that hair is not good or bad. It's meant to protect your scalp, but black girl didn't know that. She just wanted to stop crying. She no longer wants to use 2 tubs of grease and 1 tub of gel just to put her hair up. Welcome. Let's take a ride down typical black girl named Street. If Toya has hair past her shoulder, she's accepted. It's all about acceptance. Black girl wants to feel accepted. She no longer wants to see puffballs that grow upwards as though glorifying God. Nikisha wants to look like Annie, to have those curls, to call herself a redhead. She wants to have eyes, any color of the rainbow, lips like Kylie Jenner, puffy and pink. Black girl doesn't want to have brown lips anymore. Black girl got sick of the color brown because black girl hated the color black, and since brown was black's cousin. Her dark lips were a constant reminder that she too was black. The black girl no longer wants to be black. She still can look too wild, too untamed. Other black folk allow white armed forces to storm straight through their black culture, go up to the same black girl who is supposed to be their daughter and say, you must conform if you ever want to be more than a black girl, black girl. So she conformed to relaxers and weaves, anything really that made her distance herself from her roots. The black girl was no longer free. Drop that crocus sack. It's been years since you were liberated from sugarcane fields. I said, drop that crocus sack. You are still allowing yourselves to shrink. Let your coils be the only part of you that shrinks. But it still puffs up, frizzes up all your kinks and coils, interlock and fight it. Get up and fight it. Whoosh. Shoot arrows of self-love in every direction. Let your arrows pierce their lungs. One suppressor falls down. Pick up your weapons, black girl, and defeat your suppressors one by one by one.
And we're back, Trinidad and Tobago, and as promised, that was the spoken word that we've been touting for the last
that we've been introducing.
Exactly, and that's none other than Rochelle Rollins, representing the Success Laventil Performing Group. And what a performance that was.
Yes,
as a woman, what did you think about that performance?
Why do you want to go there, Kevin?
I mean, she spoke about women and they're seeking their empowerment and world and all that, so I thought you would have a ripe perspective.
Yes, I do, and I mean, definitely, I'm all for it. It was uplifting, it was encouraging. She would have been one of the, I believe, one of the first, second, third, or fourth place winners, because she would have been a part of the best of the best.
Exactly.
Throughout the competitions this year.
Yeah.
So that says it all.
Yes, and kudos to those at the helm and those making the decisions for actually coming up with this concept of the best of the best.
Yes, definitely. Because a lot of times the groups, they perform and they don't have a platform after the competition really to showcase.
Yes. And it seems that we're going to go into the
Stateside,
Parang.
Parang, Sabor del Caribe, coming out of County St. Andrew, St. David, stateside.
Aricha? Good night, everyone. We are Sabor del Caribe. And you know, I'm sitting there, I'm hearing the Mrs. Francis thanking all the artists and things, but I want to thank the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts, because y'all, give them a big round of applause, because y'all don't know how hard these people work. Mrs. Francis, Ashaki, Ms. Joseph, and most of all, the Honorable Minister of
Culture.
Yes, name?
Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gadsby Dolly.
Hello, big round of applause. Right. And we have some visitors come from America and all kind of things, Ms. Fraser and all here. We are here. Right.
Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús.
Reverdecerán los montes, cantarán los palitos, prediciendo el nacimiento del niño Jesús bendito. Reverdecerán los montes, cantarán los palitos, prediciendo el nacimiento del niño Jesús bendito. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño de las estrellas del cielo. Tengo que bajar alguna para poner el lucero en la orilla de su luna, de las estrellas del cielo. Tengo que bajar alguna para poner el lucero. ¡Epa! En la orilla de su luna hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. El día de Nochebuena, al llegar la luz del día, salen los aguinaderos para cantarle al Mesías. El día de Nochebuena, al llegar la luz del día, salen los aguinaderos para cantarle al Mesías. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hoy nació mi Dios bendito, en esta noche tan bella, para colmar mi regalo a los niños de mi tierra. Hoy nació mi Dios bendito, en esta noche tan bella, para colmar mi regalo a los niños de mi tierra. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Hay algarabía por la multitud y los arbolitos enciendan su luz, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús, porque ha nacido el niño Jesús. Yes, we are Sabor del Caribe. Good night, everyone. God bless you all.
That was Sabor del Caribe. Christmas in August.
Yes, parang, parang, parang.
Yes, only here at the Prime Minister's West Village Trophy Competition. We want to remind viewers we have a repeat of this evening's proceedings and production on tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on CTV. So tell a friend, hit somebody up on WhatsApp message and let them know that there's a repeat of this evening's program on CTV at 8 p.m. on tomorrow evening.
Yes. And for those of you who are viewing live, shortly we're going to have the results.
Yeah, we have some results from the theatrical performances.
Yes.
So we're going to find out which group would have the bragging rights and reign supreme over the other groups, vying for the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy with regards to theatrical productions.
Nicely.
And pretty soon we'll know who is Miss Rive
2018.
15 beautiful young ladies, very talented. One of the things I appreciate with this particular competition is the fact that the queens also have to show talent.
Yes, yes.
Beauty,
brains, and talent. So now we get ready to head backstage side.
For the Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement doing their National Patriotic Dance in keeping with National Patriotism Month.
Yes.
So
And
we get ready to go stage side with hands.
Nicely.
Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement.
In the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition Folk Theatre Special Awards 2018, Best Chorale Work, A We People Theatrical Horizon. The Best Costumed Show, Kokorit, Ujama Folk Performers. Best Drumming Ensemble, A We People Theatrical Horizon. The Best Actor comes out of Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. The Best Actress, Tobago Drama Guild. Best All-Round Performer Male, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. Best All-Round Performer Female, A We People Theatrical Horizon. The Best Set, Q-Rep Invaders Performing Company. And the Best Representation of a National Building Theme, Kokorit Ujama Folk Performers.
We move now to the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition's results in the literature category. For short story, in third place, we have Victoria West Reminiscence Cultural Group. In second place, St. George East Malik Folk Performing Company. And first place, short story, St. George West Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement. We move now to the spoken word poetry category. Third place, St. George West Success Central Community Council. Let's hear it. Next we have, in second place, St. George East, Eh bien Dodo. And our winner, spoken word poetry 2018, Victoria West Reminiscence Cultural Group.
All right. more of the Folk Theatre Special Awards. Best Director, A We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Directed Production, A We People. Best Musical Director, say it with me. A We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Choreographer, Curep Invaders Performing Company. Best Dancer in a Production, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. Best Vocalist in Production, A We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Costume Designer, Kokorit Ujama Folk Performers. And Best Musical Accompaniment, A We People Theatrical Horizon. So ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all of our winners this evening so far.
Our special awards.
Right now, we get ready for National Patriotic Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome on stage a National Patriotic Peace. Make some noise for Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, doing a national patriotic dance out of St. George East. Let's hear it for Malik Folk Performing Company.
sister just as sweet too. Tell them I really love you. Trinidad, I love you so. Trinidad, I love you so. And your sister just as sweet too. Tell them I really love you. Trinidad, I love you so. Trinidad, I love you so. And your sister just as sweet too. Tell them I really love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it again for the Malik Folk Performing Company.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. We've just seen a beautiful performance from the Malik Folk Performing Company National Patriotic Dance. And on set with me is Mr. Cleophas Charles, another pillar, another stalwart, another, if he's not there, we miss him in the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition. Good evening, Cleophas.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Now, we just had some results, and you are the founder, managing director, queen maker of Are We People Theatrical Horizon. And we just heard some results, and almost every statement was Are We People. How does it feel?
It feels wonderful, but you know, for that to happen, you had to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
The work was so much that, oh my God, there were times I would feel like, hey, you know, this better pay off at the end, because it was night, day, you know, we're leaving the rehearsals all kind of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get home. It was a lot of work. So thank God, we believe in Jesus Christ. We believe that through him, everything is possible. And so far, it is.
So far, so good.
Yeah, because, I mean, are we people? Are we people? Are we
Yes.
people? Until the MC started say, help me here.
And
Are
the
we
crowd,
people?
the audience said, Are
people?
we people? So what are some of the categories you want? I heard best directed production.
Best director, best directed production, best drum and ensemble, best musical accompaniment,
Wow.
best singer in production, best all-round performer female. Yeah.
I know it probably feels amazing for you to have to, you know, after all this hard work. How long has Are We People been
In existence since 1992.
1992.
Yeah.
And you have been so consistent. Some of the most original and dramatic evening gowns that we see year after year in La Reine Rive. Even if you all are not a part of the theater productions, you always produce a queen. You know, how does it feel to be once again in the finals?
For correction, we always in folk theater.
Oh, my
we always in
apologies.
folk theater. We won 3 times. Well, 5 times
Yes.
won Best Village as the writer. 3 times with RB People and twice with Five Rivers. La Reine Rive for me is a pleasure, and a lot again once Cleaver Charles decides to take part excuse me, in something or do something in the Prime Minister's Best Village competition, I always put my heart and soul into it. And sometimes, when your work is through and I look at it, I'm like, boy, you really did this, But I believe it's the blessings from God who has blessed me with talent that is amazing, and I thank him for it, every day. So, yeah.
So if you had to give some advice to maybe a young group, because we have a number of young groups now being a part of Best Village. And, you hear this term being used loosely about the evolution of Best Village and so on. But we are really trying to preserve the folk element of Best Village. So if you had to give some advice to a young director, choreographer, whoever, what would you say to them?
My advice to them would be simply keep the folk. folk is flat-footed, and you know what is amazing, Miss Charles, is that out there in the outer world, those people, they are dying to see folk.
Yes.
You know, to see
Yes.
flat-footed folk, to see bongo, to see Congo, to see ballet. You know, the different types of ballet is amazing, but you know the evolution, as they are saying now, you know, trying to put modern into the folk, and that is killing it. So can you imagine 50 years from now, ballet, you're seeing people jeting across the floor in ballet.
Oh, no.
You know, the tradition of
Yes.
of it, the story behind it is going to be totally lost. You know, the history would be rewritten, and that is
So
not
what do
something
you
that
think? What can we do?
to preserve it. I believe what the government should do, or whoever should do, is to do interviews with the older people before they passed.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they understand exactly what, and have these
everything documented.
documented, so that they
That's so
could
important.
give the younger ones it, so that they could learn, rather than, you know, not doing anything and and have them die, and then, you know, that that would have gone with them.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth, Mr. Cleophas Charles. And we want to thank you for being with us on set this evening. I wish you all the best. We have some more results coming up. I wish you all the best with your queen this evening and your folk theatre results. So congratulations once again on your wins thus far.
Thank you, and I wish me all the best as well.
We're sitting here tonight with the one and only legend in the Best Village Arena himself, Mr. Terry. Wow. So I've been fortunate to witness a lot of your work over
thank
the
you.
years. Must say I've seen it grow from strength to strength, and the consistency
Yes.
amazing. What keeps you going?
Well, actually, I grew up in Best Village from the age of 6. So it becomes a part of me, and I love the culture. I love teaching culture.
The passion is
The
there.
passion is always there, you know. So I would always be a part, and I would always try to teach what I've learned over the years and stuff.
And we see you even in and out of the Best Village Arena, because when Best Village season may be over, you're still going.
Yes,
You're
all the
still
time.
doing the fashion. We're seeing you with the arts.
Yes.
Wow. So tonight, you're here with Green Pioneers.
Yes, Green
representing.
Pioneers, yes.
How does that feel to be a part of this group?
I'm very, very good, because the whole intent of Green Pioneers was really to save the children from like the crime and the drugs and things that was happening in the area.
Yeah.
So together with a good friend, Barbara Tobry, she told me that, Terry, you know, it have these children up by her, and she said, let me find something for these children to do. So she gathered a few of them one evening, and I went up and started like listening to the little voices and thing, and then I was surprised they had so much talent. And last year was the first time that we took part in Best Village, and we won the folk category, folk song, and also the spiritual. And this is the second year, and we took part in 5. I introduced them to dance this year to see,
Okay.
you know, to move them from one string to the next.
Yeah, because Best Village
And
is
they-
theatre,
yes,
music, and
they,
dance.
And they actually dance and play second in 3 categories of dance, which was remarkably well for me. And I think that they made a milestone. To me, they were winners in their own rights, right? And I felt good. Yes.
To see that it's a fairly new group entering and competing on the final
Stage with
I
no
think a
formal
little bit
training
of this
before.
has to be because Mr. Terry is involved.
Well,
the
I guess
talent
so,
is
yes,
there, but
yes.
sometimes it needs that experienced hand to
Yes,
guide.
yes, yes.
You know, and what other hand?
And another thing, we think like discipline and stuff like that. We try to teach them a lot of discipline, being responsible youths. So it's not just
Definitely.
only the culture. We teach them a lot of different things, like how to react with people, you know, behavioral pattern, especially to the adults, your neighbors, and your friends, because you know today's youths how they are. So
Agreed,
it's
agreed.
one another thing. God, we try to keep a religious sort of covering over them and letting them know who God is, you know, and kind of with that as the base too, you know, we think
could
that will
build
help.
on it.
Yes,
It's a
it will help a
solid,
lot. Yes.
healthy foundation
Yes,
for them to
yes.
build on. What I also noticed from my experience in Best Village is like some of the things you learn within the grouping
Yes.
and within the normal. Let's come into a rehearsal and has been a part of a community. It's stuff that you could take to the workplace
Yes, because
in terms of your profession.
I could talk on behalf of that, but not boasting. I learned to play the guitar. I learned to sing, like to arrange. I design a gong tonight, Miss Union.
We know
said
this.
I write, direct. I do
You're not no
anything.
stranger to the
Yes,
designing,
yes,
you know.
everything. So,
When like you cannot come out Miss Lauren Rive and not see
Yeah.
a Mr. Terry fashion product piece come across this final stage. Like that's a
yes,
no
a
no.
lot, yes, yes.
You know, but we want to tell you, keep up the great work.
Appreciate that
Keep
very
on
much, yes.
molding not just the younger talents, but as being that representation for the longevity
Yes, and
in
it's
the art form.
important, yeah.
Because you said you start from the age of 6.
6 year in
and
West
you're
Village,
still
yes.
here.
Still going,
You know,
yeah.
you're passing on the knowledge, the wisdom that you would have gained
Yes,
over the
of
years
course, yeah.
to the younger ones, and hopefully they would grow with it.
Yes.
You know, use it wisely and also be able to continue
Yeah,
the
of
journey.
course,
Continue
yes.
the journey. So, what more can we look forward to from Green Pioneers?
Well, seeing that they took part in the dance this year, I want to try to move them over to the theater.
Okay.
You know, and see how they could
So
cope
little by
with it.
little, yeah.
Yes, so I want them to experience all aspect of the competition,
Mm-hmm.
right? They haven't had a queen because I feel that the girls them a bit still immature because they're quite young.
Mm-hmm.
So I want them to feel the stage and get that sort of experience before we actually send a queen.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah,
they,
everything timing
yes,
is
yes,
right.
the
Timing is for everything.
and they
you
have
know.
a lot of queens there. What I mean, they at the age that we would have a lot of queens when we do start to send a queen.
Yeah, just have them lined
Yes,
up and
they are.
traded.
They're just
and
there
ready
waiting. Yes,
to,
yes.
to compete.
And again, you know, I know and think that Best Village La Reine Rive is the biggest queen show that we have in Trinidad and Tobago.
I
mean, it's
agree.
just that it's not like
like the universal
the
or
universal
the global
that
level.
it should be
but
shown
I
and
think
people
the standard that we
yes,
set,
and a lot of creativity, like with all the designers, because
creativity.
I mean, only one girl could win, but
Mhm.
again, you have to give kudos to all the other designers because, like backstage, here, what I see and like what people take and create these gongs and stuff like that, it's
we
amazing.
were speaking about that
Yes,
earlier.
Yes.
Some of the materials is not the
Yes.
traditional walk into
No,
a
yeah.
cloth store,
Yeah.
buy clothes and go on. So it's like
Yeah.
sometimes the intricate part of the beadings
Yeah, the
and
creation, yes.
some of the materials you wouldn't even think. Wait, that's on the gong.
Of course.
and
it-
that shows a lot about the passion side of
Of
it, because
course.
if you're not passionate, you wouldn't really feel the need to give all that time and effort and energy, you know,
Yes,
to the
yes.
art form. But it's
And,
amazing.
yeah, it's amazing. And through Best Village, I mean, I meet so much people throughout Trinidad and Tobago,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so it's like, you know, it's a place where you meet people and you have friends for years. I have
Yes.
people that you see only occasionally on Best Village.
On the Best Village
Yes,
stage.
yes. So
True,
it's nice,
but
yeah.
it's nice to see that Best Village is well and alive.
Yeah, it is.
And the consistency is there.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, thank
Mr.
you
Terry,
very
for
much
your
too.
time.
Thank you for
Thank
having me
your
as well, yeah.
contribution. And we look forward to seeing much more
Yes,
from
thanks
you.
very much, yes.
All the best to your group, Green
Yes,
Pioneers.
mhm.
And we gonna take a little break and head back to stateside
All right,
in a
thank
short
you.
bit. Thank you.
All right.
And good evening, guys. And it's definitely a pleasure, an honor, a privilege to be sitting next to Best Village royalty this evening. This is Miss Reine Rive 2017. And I will just ask her to speak of her experience this year and how she feels. Is it a bittersweet moment having to hand over this crown?
Yeah, definitely a bittersweet moment. Let me start by saying good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, as a matter of fact. I think from where I stand, it is definitely bittersweet. But because I see so many young women standing tall and proud, I know that Best Village is in good hands.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So what made your reign this year special for you and unique?
I think one of the best features of my reign would have been being able to direct Northwest Lavence's folk theatre production.
Nice.
Yeah, that was an amazing experience.
Nice,
yeah,
I am
yeah,
sure.
definitely. Mhm.
Was that your first foray into directing?
No, because I am actually a theatre arts major at the University of the West Indies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So giving back, being involved, that definitely was something that...
Absolutely, because those are the things that are very near and dear to my heart. Giving back, inspiring younger people.
Exactly, I am sure. I can feel that energy from you right now.
Thank you.
So, just getting a little bacchanal here. Who you favoring?
Yeah, and go get me any bacchanal at all.
Well, they taught you well. You
Yeah.
didn't. No, but I mean, you can make some special mentions of some,
Special mentions I will not make.
Wow.
My hope is just
real
that.
tight-lipped today, boy.
Of course, I am. Of course, sitting in the audience, you automatically have your favorites because you know who's stronger, and as with any competition. But it is my hope that good sense will prevail. Judging will be fair because they have a very hard task ahead of them.
We were speaking about
and
that
all will
as
be
well. Super hard task because the
Mhm.
caliber and the quality this year
Yeah.
was definitely of a
Very,
high
very,
one.
of course it was.
Yes,
Of course it was, yeah, man.
So did you get back? Did you get any memories, any jitters, anything you were looking on stage and feeling anything for these ladies?
Definitely jitters. I am looking at the woman walking across the stage, and I am saying in my head some of the things that I remembered from my training. Head tall. If you have a
Yes.
long trail, kick the dress. Head tall. Square
Right,
shoulders,
it's
square, and really fingers crossed that all
Yes,
things
I can
go well.
I could hear you
Yeah.
like singing in the back of your
Mhm.
mind and rooting for every one of
Yes,
the
yes,
girls.
absolutely, and it was beautiful to look at.
Yes,
I'm so
yes.
proud of all of them.
No, me too. It's definitely has been a great,
Yeah.
great
Yeah, for
presentation,
sure.
a great show, and I'm sure that anyone that walks away with the title today would be well
Deserving
deserved.
of it,
Well,
absolutely.
well deserved.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. So you speak back to your school. How much time you have again for
I
school?
am actually graduating in October.
Congratulations, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Beauty and brains.
I take pride in that. Thank you.
All right, well, it's been a pleasure and honor speaking to you in these last few moments.
Thank
and we
you.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
this
thank you, thank you,
opportunity. So
thank
we
you.
go stateside again to see more results.
step right up. Come closer. You won't believe your eyes behind this curtain. Witness something you've never seen before, heard before, tried before. The most amazing show on earth. Come on, girl.
Shake your body line. Shake your body line.
She say I ain't no dummy, no coming. To keep me happy, gotta give me a lot of money. Say work that, ride like a pony. Jiggly body, 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 jiggly, 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 jiggly body, jiggly, jiggly. Gotta say your body line. Make no mistake, no mistake. You gotta grind, girl. You gotta say your body line. Make no mistake. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Shit, your money. It's long time. We talk about this soca. Gone global, international turntable. DJ, play one for the hot girl now. Me love how your body look function. Wind up your body like a corner. Junction, pick up me brother and function. Yeah, shoot the video like gal, but it jump like press. Take you gal. Long time daddy say son. Play one for the hot gal with the bam bam. Better than the ISIS, Pakistan, Donald Trump with the mother. Skip it up, now do it, baby. I love it the way you do it for me. Just wind up your body, the baby. Jiggity body, jiggity shake. Gotta say your body line. Make no mistake, no mistake. You gotta grind, girl. You gotta say your body line. Make no mistake. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Shake your money.
You found you now.
You're from Trinidad, but you're bad no bumper class. You don't know Angela on the party start. Ooh, so girl don't stop it. Jump on the ground, girl, wine and bucket. Climb on top like crab in a bucket. Head up, my girl, but don't kick the bucket. I hope you're listening, okay? I just want you to be safe. Have kids, I'm married, but most importantly, ha, jiggity body, jiggity shake. Gotta say your body line. Make no mistake, no mistake. You gotta grind, girl. You gotta say your body line. Make no mistake. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You gotta say your body line. Make no mistake. You gotta grind, girl. You gotta say your body line. Make no mistake. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, I told them, okay, I told them to put some brass in my music, man. I told them, okay, a saxophone, a flute, a whistle or something, god damn it, man. Tunji Montana System 32. We are the baddest thing we've ever seen in soca music, I told you, okay? Ladies, if you're feeling yourself, scream. Fellas, if you like what you see, bust a plank. Ta-do!
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that was IBIS TNT performers, second place winners in 2018 creative freestyle dance category.
Creative freestyle indeed. I mean, the quality and caliber of the dance that we see from Ibis, we really were not disappointed this
Yes.
evening. Yes.
And we have some results for Folk Theatre Special Awards. Best Director, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Directed Production, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Musical Director, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Choreographer, Curep Invaders Performing Company. Best Dancer in Production, Soloists Cultural Ambassadors. Best Vocalist in Production, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. Best Costume Designer, Kokorate Ujama Folk Performers. And the Best Musical Accompaniment, Are We People Theatrical Horizon?
Well, definitely sense the trend there.
Yes.
And I will continue with the second half of the Folk Theatre Special Awards for 2018. And the best choral work goes to Are We People Theatrical Horizon. Best costumed show, Cookery Tujama Folk Performers. Best drumming ensemble, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. And we will continue with those results. But for now, we go back stateside.
We had
Making sure you're paying attention. In 7th place, the Tobago Drama Guild.
We are getting closer and closer. Let's see. 6th, Pfizer Connection Theatre Company.
In 5th place, Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement.
Woo. In 4th place, Curab Invaders Performing Company. That leaves just 3 hands.
Ooh, top 3.
Top 3.
This is where the air is rare. In 3rd place, Kokorit Ujama Folk Performers.
That leaves 2. That leaves 2. In 2nd place, Are We People Theatrical Horizon. So that means our 1st place in the Folk Theatre 2018.
Let's hear it for Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, our winners.
Congratulations.
All right. So we hear the screams, we feel the excitement in the air. In a little while, we're going to crown Miss Reine Rive 2018. But before we get into the crowning of the 2018, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome back on the stage Miss 2017, your reigning Miss Reine Rive. Let's hear it for Ray Sean Pear from the Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement.
It is with an immense sense of gratitude that I stand before you. Permit me firstly to thank Almighty God in whom my faith and favor resides. Heartfelt thank you to my family and friends whose support is unwavering. I am eternally grateful for your love and belief in me. Tonight, I stand on the strength of so many people that have made my crowning possible. To my then chaperones, Gerald Alva and Kareem Henry, thank you for believing and investing in me. To Miss Sharon Phillip, thank you for trusting me with your vision. To my Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement family that have stood with me from day one, thank you for your love, encouragement, and support. To my family and friends in Tobago, thank you for your resounding encouragement and support. To every person who offered words of encouragement, advice, prayers, and positive vibes, I say thank you. To this year's 15 beautiful delegates, the fact that you have answered the call to serve your group or community already makes you a winner. To the new Miss Reine Rive, I urge you, take personal responsibility for planning your year's reign. The universe is yours to conquer. To the management and staff of the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy Competition, and by extension the Miss Reine Rive Queen Competition, thank you for affording young Trinbagonian women this opportunity to advance our folk art. In moving forward, I impress upon you, continue to create avenues that afford the young woman that is crowned real opportunities to make an impact. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Miss Rayshawn Latoya Lexine Pear, your Miss Reine Rive 2017, having represented the Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement. I bid you good night. Once again, I say thank you, and may God be with you always.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for reigning Miss Reine Rive, Rayshawn Pear. We now welcome back to the stage our 2018 delegates. Let's hear it for Anjali Ramlal Singh from the Swastika Dance Group.
Welcome, Jamila Coward from the Maruga School for the Performing Arts.
Carissa Shania Fleming from Embarcadere Travelers.
Kamika Kayla Peters representing the Black Gold Production and Event Services, St. Patrick East.
Carrie Ann Seeley representing Diego Martin Footprints Folk Performers, St. George West.
Khadijah Bascom, Union Community Council, Victoria West.
Shanice Richardson, A We People Theatrical Horizon, Carney North.
Khadijah Brasnell, Bago House of Culture Stars, Tobago.
Shalini Suchit, Prima Shakti Dance and Theatre Production, Carney South.
Liana Shannon Ogaro, Rangila Dance Company, St. Andrew, St. David.
Chandra Marie Latouche, Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement, St. George West.
Patrice Richardson, representing the California Village Council, Carney South.
Anika Ayana Ordain, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, St. George West.
We welcome Marie Subaru from ICU, Carney North.
Gian Veronella Thomas, Curep Invaders Performing Company, St. George East. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at your delegates and your reigning queen and give them a hearty round of applause as we get ready for special prizes.
Once again, we want to remind you, this evening, our prize structure from 5th place, $11,250. 4th place, $15,000. 3rd place, $18,000. 2nd place, $22,500. And our La Reine Rive 2018 will be walking away with $37,500 in prize money. We'd also like to remind you of the prize structure for the Best Self-Expression category. 3rd place will be getting a prize of $1,200, 2nd place, $1,500, and 1st place in the Best Self-Expression, $2,250. Best Talent, 3rd place, $1,200. 2nd place, $1,500. And our 1st place in Talent will be walking away with $2,000, $250. We are just moments away from crowning Miss La Reine Rive 2018.
So again, your delegates, Anjali Ramlal Singh, Swastika Dance Group, Jamila Coward, Maruga School for the Performing Arts, Carissa Shania Fleming, Embarcadere Travelers, Kamika Kayla Peters, Black Gold Production and Event Services, Carrie Ann Seeley, Diego Martin Footprints Folk Performers, Kadisha Bascom, Union Community Council, Shanice Richardson, A We People Theatrical Horizon, Kadisha Bascom. Give her a round of applause, Union Community Council. Kadisha Brasnell representing Bego House of Culture Stars. Shalini Suchit of Prima Shakti Dance and Theatre Productions. Linan Shannon Ogaro, Rangila Dance Company. Chandra Marie Latouche, Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement. Patrice Richardson, California Village Council. Anika Ayana Ordain, Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors. Marie Subero, I See You. And Gian Veronella Thomas, Curep Invaders Performing Company. At this point in time, we want to thank each and every member of staff at the Ministry of Community Development, Culture and the Arts for putting in the extra work to make Best Village possible over the years. We'd also like to thank our Minister, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gadsby Dolly, for ensuring over the times that she has been in office, she has dedicated her efforts to this initiative. And to you, the supporters of Best Village, we say thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the special prizes. Are you all ready for some results? Yo, make some noise. Right. Oh boy. Oh boy. We need to find a space, man. I can't block anybody. I can't block anybody. We can't block anybody. We need to find a corner, Cindy. I can't block anybody. I can't stand up in front of these ladies. Oh, okay. They just want you to fix it. Yeah? Oh, okay. Hold on. I want a little extra for that, though. Just playing. You know, it's all love.
It's all part of the job.
Tonight, we're really doing it for the culture, y'all. It really is about the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Special results. Hear them. Quick. Let's get into it. Best makeup. Representing the Rive Mayaro, Anjali Ramlal Singh, Swastika Dance Group. We move on to Best Hairstylist. Representing St. George's West, let's hear it for Anika Ayana Ordain and Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors.
We move along, continuing with the special prizes. Best Talent. Third place, we have from St. George West, Chandra Marie Latouche from the Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement. In second place, we have from Caroni South, Patrice Richardson, California Village Council. And our winner of Best Talent 2018, St. George West, Anika Ayana Udain Soul, Oasis Cultural Ambassadors.
Woo. All right. Best self-expression. Third place, Nariva Mayaro. Let's hear it for Swastika Dance Group. Anjali Ramlal Singh.
Second place, let's hear it for Liane Shannon Ogaro, St. Andrew, St. David, Rangila Dance Company.
And in first place, Best Self-Expression, Rive, Special Awards 2018, out of St. George's West. Let's hear it for Chandra Marie Latouche, Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement. All right. Simmer down, simmer down. We are now getting closer to finding out who will be the winner of Miss Lorraine Rive 2018. We want to welcome a few special people on the stage, and as I call their names, please give them a hearty round of applause. First, let's welcome the Minister of Community Development, Culture and the Arts that's here, for Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gadsby Dolly. We also want to welcome Chair of Tobago's Festival Commission. Please put your hands together for Mr. George Leacock.
We'd like to welcome to the stage the Director of Community Development, Ms. Susan Corbett.
And we'll also like to welcome the Acting Director of Best Village. You all gave a hearty round of applause earlier. I expect it again. Please give it up for Gail Aberdeen Francis.
More special awards.
Yeah? Yep. Before we go any further, we just want to acknowledge the winners of the evening gown. So in third place, evening gown from St. George West. Let's say it for Chandra Marie Latouche, Northwest Laventil Cultural Movement.
In second place, best evening gown, St. George East, Jan Thomas Curep Invaders Performing Company. And our winner, best evening gown, 2018, Lorraine Rive.
Representing Nariva Mayara, let's hear it for Anjali Ramlal Singh. Representing Swastika Dance Group. Oh boy. So, you all know what this is. We're getting ready to announce the winner. Who is going home with a crown from Rayshon Pair?
I need to check to see the results. We wait and countdown is on.
Our judges have taken their time. They have judged with precision, accuracy, and the most professionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a round of applause for our judges tonight for giving up their time and their efforts. All right. So let's get ready for the top three. We are waiting the envelope on the side here. Please remember also this will be rebroadcast on CNMG tomorrow night from 8 p.m., which means you all can actually re-watch the entire show, take in all the performances in the comfort of your home, invite your friends over, the ones that couldn't get tickets on time, and you all enjoy the show together at home. All right? So we await
The results. Who do you all have as the winner? Hold on. One side at a time. Across here, who you all have? Who you all have across
Very
here?
clear.
And what about over there? Who you all have?
She's pointing, you know, she's pointing out. Hans, what do you think? I'm feeling like we're going to have another earthquake with all this action here, you know.
So once again, for each and every one of these young ladies for giving up their time, their energy, and their efforts, please give them a big round of applause. Because over the past few months, they would have sacrificed so much time away from family, people that they may love, and even sometimes from work. A lot of people don't understand what goes into Best Village and Reine Rive and what really makes Best Village so special. So for all of the efforts of every single one of you, on behalf of all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we really need to say thank you to us for supporting us on this stage. Look how beautiful we are.
We would like to thank all of the communities, all of the supporters who came out here this evening to support their delegates. We know it was a long, hard journey. The moment is finally here.
All right, let me get my last envelope in the back here. All right. Do we have the envelope? Now we don't. So again, want to remind you of a few things. Third place goes home. But how much? How much? You all been paying attention?
If they guess right, they get a prize?
No. Third place goes home with $18,000. Second place, $22,500.
And now Reine Rive 2018 will walk away with $37,500. First place prize.
Ooh. I had to take a loan from one old boy. Of course. Yeah. No, but really and truly, we want to say thank you to all the contestants. Angeli, let's hear it for Angeli.
Representing Rive Meyaru. Representing Victoria East.
Jamila Coward.
Representing Victoria West.
And back at their travelers. Carissa Shania Fleming.
Black Gold Production and Event Services representing St. Patrick East. Kamika Kayla Peters.
Representing Diggo Martin Footprints Folk Performers, Carrie Ann Seeley.
Representing a Union Community Council, Victoria West, Khadijah Bascom.
Representing a We People Theatrical Horizon, Carney North, Shanice Richardson.
From Bago House of Culture Stars to Bago, let's hear it for Khadijah Brasnell.
Representing Prima Shakti Dance and Theatre Production, let's hear it for Shalini Suchit.
From Rangila Dance Company, St. Andrew, St. David, Leanne Shannon Ogaro.
Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement, let's hear it for Chandra Marie Latouche.
Representing the California Village Council, Patrice Richardson.
Representing Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors, Anika Ayana O'Tain.
From Caroni North, I see you, Marie Subero.
From Curep Invaders Performing Company, St. George's, let's hear it for Jan Pernella Thomas.
Of 15 delegates in Miss Reine Rive 2018. Hans,
This is the envelope, y'all.
the envelope.
I'm opening it fast. Take my time, yeah. No Steve Harvey tonight, you know. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. In fifth place, representing Carney North. Let's hear it for Shanice Richardson, a We People, Theatrical Horizon.
In fourth place, Carrie Ann Seeley, Dago Martin Footprints.
We now get into where the air is extremely rare. Your second runner-up, representing St. George West. Let's hear it for Anika Ayana O'Dane, representing Soloasis Cultural Ambassadors.
Two more places. We move to our first runner-up in Lorraine Rive 2018. Hailing from St. George West, we have Chandra Marie Latouche, Northwest Laventille Cultural Movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get some quiet in the hall for this announcement of your Miss Lorraine Rive 2018. Going home with a cash prize and the title. Representing the Riva Mayaro, Anjali Ramlansing, a Swastika Dance Group.
Congratulations, you are Miss Lorraine Rive 2018. Congratulations, Anjali, on Lorraine Rive 2018.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for coming out to Le Grand Affair. My name is Hans Devines.
I'm Cindy F. Daniel.
And you all reach home safely. God bless and good night.
Wow, what a whirlwind, what an evening. We're back Trinidad and Tobago, and this you've been viewing La Grande Affair. Miss Reine Rive 2018 was just crowned, but on set with me, wow, Sean Singh, director, I believe, Soul Oasis.
Cultural ambassador.
Cultural ambassadors, and they have bragging rights this year of being the winners of Folk Theatre 2018. How does it feel, Sean?
It feels good to know that.
Just good?
Yeah, all the youths who would have worked really, really hard. All the youths who would have worked. Okay, thank you. All the youths who would have worked really, really hard to get what they have just gotten there is very important. Why I say good though is because I'm still extremely confused.
Why?
Yeah, I'm confused with how things happened, and I have a lot of questions.
Now listen, you have been one of the controversial ones from the get-go.
I think I would prefer to say confused.
No. I won't say confused. But let's talk a little bit about Soul Oasis.
Right.
Before we go that way.
We go that way, okay.
How long has the group been in existence?
Only 3 years.
It's a relatively young group.
Yes, very young.
Relatively young group. And
Yes.
you all competed against big guns, so to speak.
Yes, all the big
in
guns.
the best village.
Yes.
And here you all are, 2018
18.
folk theatre winners.
Yes.
And listen, it's not just about the bragging rights, you know. It's just about the fact that my group
Company.
that I took from
Yes.
basically.
Yeah, I'm very proud of them though. You know, personally, the membership, they really cracked down and did some serious work, and it was a very serious production we did this year. It would have intrigued a lot of people, especially the questions we would have asked in it, the things we would have highlighted in it.
Yes.
It was entitled His Story.
His story.
Right, yeah. It was a very deliberate.
Yes, it was.
It was very deliberate
Yes, it
in the
But I think
provocation.
you are usually very deliberate.
Yes.
In
Yes. It has. I
production.
always say theatre has to have a purpose in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
It cannot. I cannot tell anybody else what to do, but it cannot just be a show of Ayana and that guy, and it does nothing for the nation.
Right.
The Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition should do something for the nation.
Yes.
When you come and you sit, you should be stimulated. You should feel. You should leave positive.
Yes.
You should leave educated.
Yes.
Not just entertained.
Yes.
So Soul Oasis Cultural Ambassadors would always do that type of production. Always do
I
that type of work.
remember a couple of years ago you did a tribute to Calypso
Rose, the Rose in the Garden.
The Rose in the Garden.
That was our
and
first
for me,
production.
that was your first production.
Yeah, placed
and I
fourth.
sat there in the audience. I didn't adjudicate theatre. I did music that year. And I sat in the audience and I was like, oh, wow, this is... And immediately after that, she got all this worldwide recognition. And I was like,
yes.
the catalyst for it was right here on stage, Prime Minister's Best Village, and you all were responsible for... I mean, that was a beautiful piece.
And that was the winning for me, and for
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Not the announced placement, but the mere fact that it was the most grand thing that year, and it was as I clearly see, it's still there today.
Yeah, I mean, it was
and
really,
that is
really
that is
amazing.
that's what we're about.
But I'm really happy to know that a group as young as yours, that you all have accomplished so much. What are some of the other accomplishments you all did during the competitions this year?
Yeah, we
Music,
had
dance.
four best of best performances out of the 6 that we did. So that in itself is an accomplishment. 5, sorry, theatre is 1, right? I also directed the Curep Invaders performing company.
And they were also a part of
A
the
part
best
of the best of best.
So you
Yeah.
had 2 groups making it.
Yes, my Reine Rive just placed 3rd. I'm very
Yes,
proud of her.
wow.
She won talent as well, and so
And you all would have had some first, second, or third places.
yeah, in items as well.
In folk
And it's, the thing
presentations.
about our company, it's very important, have to call out the Prescala and Kelly Village Folk Perform. That's where I learned my trade.
Right.
Where every drummer, every dancer, every singer had to do each art form.
Okay.
So in soca, that's what we do. So when you see our choir, it's the same people. When you see
Music,
the
dance,
dancers,
drama.
it's the same people. The dramatists, it's the same
Music, dance,
people. It's very important. That is what I know our culture to be. Not going and get a singer from somewhere and hire them and pay them to do something special just to win a special prize. And then when you look tomorrow, they're no part of the company. Nothing didn't grow. There was nothing grounded. No one. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me at all.
Well, I must say it was a pleasure speaking with you. I want to say congratulations once
Thank you,
again. I
dear.
want to encourage you for a relatively young group again, like I said, in Prime Minister's Best Village. Now, you are not
I am
new
not.
to Best
No,
Village.
I'm not.
But the group Soloists is.
Yes.
So, I really want to encourage you and your group.
Thank
Trinidad and Tobago has a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
Coming
yes.
out of soca.
So,
What a fitting
name.
Right? If you had to give some advice to a young director, a young producer, a young choreographer,
I would
what
say
you
do not be deterred.
Mhm.
The competition has its challenges. I have to say though, honestly, I saw a lot of effort made this year to rectify stuff.
Beautiful.
A lot, and I have to commend Mr. Francis, Keon Francis. I know he would have
New
a neck for
program
this.
manager,
Yeah,
yes.
It's about truth.
Right.
It's not just about getting things done. And I saw truth coming to the fore more and more as opposed to in the years gone back. Yeah, if you remember when we just started the interview, I would have been a bit perturbed, but I understand it's a process.
It is.
And I have faith in the process.
Beautiful.
So I have to commend them, both himself and Miss Aberdeen, Miss Gail Aberdeen. And they have soca's support for next year.
Beautiful.
I just hope that the hierarchies continue to indulge in the actual performers, the artists
And
who have been doing it for
communication
how much, and for us to do it together, so that way everyone can be pleased at the end of the day.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, Trinidad and Tobago, we've just seen the crowning of Miss Reine Rive, and we just spoke with Mr. Sean Singh,
Yes.
director and co-founder of Soloists Cultural Ambassadors, who would have been and have the bragging rights for the next year. And I know you all will brag for the next year. As Folk Theatre Champions 2018. Thank you for joining us, Sean.
Thank you for having me.
And best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
And Trinidad and Tobago, we are live and we are speaking with Mr. George Leacock, who is the chairman of the Tobago Commission?
Tobago Festivals
Commission. Thank you so much, sir. And first of all, welcome. What did you think of this year's showing for the Prime Minister's Best Village competition?
All right, the Tobago Festivals Commission that is responsible for all the festivals that take place in Tobago, all of the cultural festivals and even some others, who are now responsible for the participation of the groups from Tobago in the Best Village competition.
I see.
So we were responsible for coordinating that, getting them here, of course, assisting them in as many areas as we could, and hopefully having them here to put out a good showing. So now that it came down to the Best of Best Village and of course Reine Rive, as chairperson, I decided to accompany them. I want to send big props to our officer who was responsible for the Best Village in Trinidad, and that was Mr. Ricardo Jordan, who came to Trinidad with all the groups over all of those months. Also was responsible for organizing the preliminary that took place in Tobago. And being here, and you'll realize that at this time you're also treating with the issues associated with the air bridge and the sea bridge and getting people back and forth and all that. So
lots
it
of
was not,
difficulties.
the logistical coordination was,
Yes, a
I would say,
logistical nightmare.
challenging.
But forgive my ignorance, but so was it the onus was on the group specifically to get themselves here before, or this is a new initiative?
It has always been done in that fashion, but I suppose that in some circumstances, information transfer is sometimes a little bit challenging. In other circumstances, just the very nature of the fact that it's a competition.
Right.
So you don't know in advance how many people you have to cater for, who is going to qualify to go to Trinidad, and all of that. It's always a moving target.
Yes.
And it requires, somebody who has that kind of patience and diligence and all that kind of thing in order to make it happen. But of course, the logistics aside, my observation, having been here for the last couple of nights, is that in the absence of things that we used to have in the past, like Scouting for Talent,
right?
We do still have the music festival, which is biennial, but that takes care of music. Of course, there used to be the arts festival and all of that. It would seem to me that the premier event for the unearthing of talent across the country is the Best Village competition, and I am happy with the indications that I've had from the persons who participated, that it appears to be growing again into the kind of prominence it used to have.
Yes.
And I think that's important for the country. It's important for people who are talented in that particular field. If you compare it to sport, you would not have your national track and field international champions unless you had the primary school championships.
Yes.
And it seems as though the Best Village is an opportunity. Not seems as though, after all these years, it is an opportunity for unearthing talent and so on. And it therefore is deserving of respect and deserves to be one of the things that we really look forward to. And it, from all intents and purposes, it has been enjoyable.
Well, as you said before, you're describing somebody who is diligent and patient, and I'm sure that person is none other than yourself in terms of getting this together.
Our responsibilities are pretty broad in
Yes.
that we do the Tobago Jazz Festival, the Heritage Festival, the Blue Food Festival, which is next, comes up on the 21st, the weekend of the 21st of October.
Right.
And one of the interesting things about our organization, because it's all that we do, we can continue to refine our skills in terms of delivery, in terms of event management, event delivery, and that kind of stuff, and that's what we're working on.
All right, so you heard it first, Mr. Leacock, definitely catering to the liver culture, and so we thank you so much for the opportunity to speaking with you this evening.
And thank you for having me.
All right, take care.
Welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago. And seated with me on set is royalty, the newly crowned Miss Reine Rive 2018, Miss Anjali Ramlal Singh, representing Swastika Dance Company. How does it feel?
Honestly, it feels amazing. I know the girls and I from my group, also my designer, my parents, everyone contributed, and I can say hard work really pays off.
Definitely. Now, I have to ask, how long did it take to make this evening gown? You also won the special prize of best evening gown. How long did it take to make this evening gown?
Okay, so basically, when the results was announced for prelims, we did not hesitate at all. So we started one time to embark in our journey. We went to harvest and prepare everything to make this dress.
Now, I had the privilege of looking at your self-expression and the talent performances. Your talent was amazing from the get-go.
Thank
The
you.
moment you came, the presentation was awesome. So you were very consistent throughout the competition. How was your experience in the competition? Did you ever enter any pageants other than Miss Reine Rive?
I have entered two actually.
Okay.
And I can say this is the first one I won.
Beautiful.
So it is really a pleasure getting the crown and finally being Miss Reine Rive 2018.
So your design for your evening gown, it was all hand done.
Yes.
And what was the name of the evening gown again?
Cocoa in the Sun.
Cocoa in the Sun. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, from where I'm sitting here, from head to toe, well, you all can't see her shoes, but I mean, everything is just in sync. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you had to encourage another young lady who would be willing to participate in Miss Reine Rive, what would your encouragement or advice be to her?
Honestly, if you really want to do something that you want to do, go ahead for it. Don't ever give up once you start that path, and trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and you can one day become Miss Reine Rive or even Miss World or whatever you wish to be. And you can also inspire young women, not only young women, but youths your age, to be whatever you want to be.
Beautiful. And how has this competition been different from the other two that you entered? You said you entered two other pageants.
Okay, so basically, we had to craft our own gown, and the you could say the trying to put the words correct right now. Honestly, I lost words right now. I'm
That's
trying
okay.
to think. All I could do is really cry
You're,
right now.
you're still lost in the moment.
Yes,
You're
lost
still
in
lost
the
in the moment, and we understand. Trinidad understands.
But honestly, once it's a different setting, everything changes. No matter what competition it may be, every setting is different with
Right.
different people and background and so on.
Beautiful. Well, once again, we want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Can we look forward to seeing more of you with Swastika Dance
Yes,
Company?
definitely.
Beautiful. And would you encourage another young lady from your group to
Oh,
enter
yes,
Miss Reine Rive?
yes.
Because, I mean, you will have to,
Yes,
go after
I
the
will
crown again next year.
definitely encourage any one of the young ladies, because I mean they are also hardworking and they help me with their dress, so I don't mind helping them with whatever they want to do. So I will encourage them to join this competition later on in the future.
Okay, beautiful. So, once again, we want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Reine Rive 2018. We look forward to seeing more of you in the future. Thanks for being here with us.
No problem. Thank you.